June Fenton is back in jail where she belongs, being held without bond. Now, before I jump into this case, I do want to say major trigger warning. So June Fenton was arrested this afternoon and they actually upgraded her charges. Keep in mind that initially she had only been charged with leaving the scene of an accident, even though her recklessness caused the death of Taylor Joy Bennett and her two boys. Now, she is currently being charged with hit and run, failed to stop and remain at crash involving death. This is a first-degree felony, and in the state of Florida, this carries a sentence of up to 30 years in prison with a minimum sentence of 4 years. Now, if you aren't aware what the case is about, I'm going to give you a recap. In February, around 7 p.m. on a Sunday evening, June Fenton was driving, and Taylor Joy Bennett was wearing her baby, and she was pushing her 2-year-old in a stroller. They were crossing the street, and June Fenton plowed into them. After plowing into them, she moves over to the right lane and continues driving. She then does a U-turn, sees, apparently, they have this on surveillance, that there are people there, and she continues driving. Keep in mind that Taylor's body shattered her windshield, and police don't even know how she drove all the way home with a shattered windshield. She then proceeded to park the vehicle, get in another vehicle, and drive back to the scene. However, according to reports, she never stopped. She never got help for Taylor. She never called police, never told police anything, kept it quiet. However, due to the headlight that they found at the scene, they were able to pinpoint the year of the Lexus that she drove. And well, they went pretty much house to house until they found the right person. When they go to her home, they ask her, and she says, "Oh, yes, I hit a dog, but I love dogs. And, I didn't want to see what was happening, and it would hurt my feelings too much if I stopped and saw that, the dog had passed." Okay. They got a warrant to search her vehicle, and, the probable cause for getting that warrant was the fact that her car did have damage. However, when they inspected the vehicle, they did find Taylor's hair in the windshield. They took weeks to arrest her. And when they arrested her, they let her out on bond. And she has been out on bond living her life. Now, her next court date is May 9th. She has pleaded not guilty, so she is going to be held until then. Her lawyer most likely will be fighting to get her released again. However, now that she's facing these upgraded charges, I don't know if I don't see that happening. However, I will keep you guys updated as I continue to get additional details. Talk to you soon.